Hi, I'm Ron, your sound guy. Welcome to this rather amateurish training video for the sound techs. Okay, I'm in front of the PreSonus 32S. It's a new digital mixer, and as you see, it looks kind of dead right now. So let's turn it on. First thing, we always turn on the mixer first. There's a rocker switch down on this power bar. Just turn it on, bingo. Then she comes to life. Now, make you aware, these faders are motorized. You should never have anything on top of those faders, because if you do, the faders will stop and you could burn them out. So whatever you do, don't put anything on the board other than your little fingers. Down below, we got two units. Probably can't see it. One here is a Bose unit, and that's used, it's like a big giant tone control. And Mountain Audio set it up, and they flooded the whole room with this sound, and it found peaks and valleys and things that they don't like, and it automatically digitally took them out of there. The other thing is the Behringer P16 unit, and what that does is it sends signals from, I believe, 13 different channels up to the guys on the front that use those little in-ear monitors. So let's go look at the front. I got my script here. Okay, I'm sitting in the organ pit up in the front of the church. There's a power bar here, white power bar. Turn on the switch and all the amplifiers kick in, okay? We have two amplifiers. They're for the main speakers and they're for the choir speakers. Now, just in case you need more microphones, there's a spare dynamic microphone up here. There's also a spare condenser microphone. Now sometimes if you have four vocalists, what we do is use this additional cable to run this microphone to wherever you need. Now right now, the cable is hooked up to the organ, which is what happens during the second service. But in the first service, we just split these two guys, and then you patch this cable in, plug in the mic, and run it to wherever you want. Right now, we don't think we need a fourth mic, so these two are just coupled in here. Now, underneath this carpet, I don't know how you're gonna get this mic. Underneath the carpet is where all the cables are plugged in. And there's a number of boxes down here, and they're all labeled. So each channel is labeled. So we'll be giving you, or you probably have already, some schematics of the sound system. Shows you where the cables are, shows you where the channels are. For the second service, there's a microphone here for the organ. And the microphone for the pulpit is up there. Usually there's a little red light on it. If there's no red light on it, you know it's not powered up properly. It runs on what they call phantom power. And if no one's adjusted it, it should automatically just go to phantom power. Right now it's not hooked up. All right. These are direct input boxes. All right. If you're playing a guitar, you plug your guitar 1/4-inch cable in there, and then the end of the what they call the XLR cable, or the microphone cable, goes in there. That's how we hook up keyboards, guitars, any sort of electronic instrument that's got a preamplifier in it. Done. So if you're totally frustrated and there's absolutely no sound coming up, little fingers just happen to have access to the buttons up here. So look for the lights. There's a green one and there's a blue one on this one. Oh look, there's no blue light. There's your on-off switch. Push it on. Now you've got power to your amp. Watch for that. Okay. There's also a back amplifier. If you notice the little white speakers halfway back, they're controlled here. There's a power bar here. All you have to do, turn on that power bar, and you get all the power you need. And these amplifiers feed the back white speakers, and they also feed the lounge. There's a little rocker switch in the lounge. You can see they're labeled there. Now down below, cable storage. 1/4-inch cables for guitars here. Bunch of useless cables for RCA and stuff like that we never use. And in the back here, lots and lots of microphone cables that have all been tested. That's all we can say about that one. Okay, back to the sound desk. We've powered it up. Just want to let you know, we've compiled a little book of helpful hints here, and it's down underneath, and it's got schematics of the sound system and all kinds of different things, levels, and anyway, I don't really want to go into it, but if you bore it out of your mind, take a look in there. There's lots of great helpful hints. So, let's look at the mixer buttons. If you go over here, 3 important buttons, okay? Main mix is what you hear when you're sitting at the sound desk. Mix 1, you can see how the faders change. Mix 1 is the mix for the live stream. There are 2 separate mixes, one for the in-house, one for the live stream. Mix 2 is what controls the choir speakers. So usually, what have we got? A couple of mics, the pulpit, and the handheld microphone. That's so the choir and the organist can hear. Now, mix 3, all the way down to mix 16. These are for the in-ear monitors. And there's a little label here on what these mixes are all about. But there's really no need to do any adjusting here. For the in-ear monitors, the in-ear monitors have individual volume controls. So there should be no reason why you should adjust any of them. So they're pretty well, they take care of themselves. Each one controls just a different set. Okay, there's just a few of them that are controlled there. So you don't need to worry about controlling them too much. Now, scene. There are 2 scenes. One is for the first service, one is for the second service. And we find them down here, the scene button. When you click on that, you see your choice, first service, second service. So we're going to start the first service. So we click first service, and then recall. And then what you have are these stupid, ugly, flashing buttons here. To get rid of them, over here, there's a little button called input. And there you go. So now we're on the first scene. Okay. Now that you've set up your scene, you want to do the instrument presets. Instrument presets is, say someone was playing a bass guitar last week, and then this week in that same channel they're playing an acoustic guitar or something like that. So you go to load.
Guys, can we make a pause here?
Yeah,
Sorry.
pause. Okay, so let's look at instrument presets. You don't know who's going to be plugging into a particular channel that morning. Suppose someone shows up with a guitar, or maybe they've got a keyboard, or maybe it's a bass or something. So what we have is this thing called load, and that loads the instrument presets. And you have all these different choices here. And we've got way down here some things, okay? Let's say, for instance, Steve Isaac's going to be playing his guitar. So you got Steve Guitar. So if he's plugging into that particular channel, type on Steve Guitar, and then say recall, and there you have the setup for Steve's guitar. So each time a different instrument comes to play, you've got to load the instrument presets, because these equalizer settings are set up for each particular instrument. All right, gain. So you choose a particular channel, and then you'll unmute it. Gain is over here, okay? Preamp gain, and most of them are hanging in around 20 to 30 decibels. But what you got to do is you got to watch for these meters here, okay? So what we want to do is maybe just get a little bit into the yellow. If it gets into the red, we're in big trouble, and it will tell you down here, it'll yell at you and say, hey, it's into the red, and that red light will stay on for quite a while just to warn you that there's too much gain. So the gain, you just turn this knob up and down, and then when that happens, there's no channel right now, so I can't show you, but the green light will come on and then it'll go up into the yellow. So you just want to get it so that it's just hitting into the yellow, maybe 1 or 2 bars of yellow. That's what I do anyway. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
You could play a video and
Yeah.
show it.
Reverb. Reverb is a pain for some of us, okay? So reverb is FXA. So you click on FXA and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 vocal channels have reverb. Now if Laura says, give me more reverb, you're in FXA and you just want to slide that up just a little bit, maybe 2 decibels or something like that, just a little bit until she's happy. And then she'll be happy. But it's a constant thing. We usually just wait till she says, give me more reverb. Sorry, Laura, if you're watching this. Groups, okay, groups.
Reverb on the live stream.
Oh yeah, reverb on the live stream. I'm gonna get to that. Okay, yeah, how to globally increase reverb on the live stream. So I want to increase the reverb on the live stream. There's my live stream. I got to click over the next, and then, FX return, FXA is this button right here. But again, you're not going to touch it very much. It's pretty much set, okay? So if you play around with it, it's going to sound like you're in a cave. So I would leave it alone, but that's how we set it up, and it's confusing to get there. Enough said. Groups. Okay, say things are really loud or you don't know where the sound's coming from, there's a mute group. Okay? That mutes the master. That's all the channels are muted. Okay? Or if you just want to mute the band, or if you just want to mute the mics. So anyway, I don't really use it that often. Usually the main one is this one here. You just, when the service is over, you hit that, you mute everything, and then you unmute the live stream, and then you're good to go. Headphones. Okay. Live stream. We listen to the live stream through these headphones. And to hear the live stream, what you do is you press this button, Mix FX, and then you solo it, okay? So you should have these 2 buttons, and of course everything will be unmuted. That's how you listen to the headphones. Now you turn these are noise canceling headphones. There's a button there that turns it on. You just need to turn it on once. It says power on, and then you're good to go. Now, important thing to know is when you want to hear the volume in the headphones, you don't play with the faders. If you want to hear the volume in the headphones and it's not loud enough for you, it's this one here, headphones, okay? So it's not loud enough for you, play with this one. Don't use the fader, because when you move this fader up, everybody watching YouTube, all their TV sets are going to go crazy and really loud. So if you want to hear it louder in your phones, do that. Okay, what do I hear in the headphones? So right now, you're hearing the live stream. Now, someone might come in late and they might want to set up their guitar while the band's jamming around or whatever, and you're not really hearing the guitar quite well. What you do is you can unhook those guys, and then you can solo the guitar. So you can adjust the gain. You can adjust the gain, and you can play around with the volumes and stuff like that, and you're not affecting anything else in the mix. So sometimes I'll do that. If somebody comes in late, I got to set them up. I will solo them. Once I'm done, you unsolo it, and you go back to the live stream mix. Okay, headphones issues. They're noise canceling headphones, but sometimes if you handle it wrong and you put your fingers there, it goes into speak to chat mode. When that happens, you lose your noise canceling headphone feature. So if it says speak to chat activated, what you got to do, take 2 fingers, put them on the right-hand side of your phones until it says speak to chat deactivated. Okay, it's kind of tough. Sometimes it won't do it. You got to do it a couple of times, but you need to get back to speak to chat deactivated. Otherwise, as soon as you start singing, the noise canceling headphone will kick out and you're not hearing the noise canceling feature. Also, if you want to know what the battery level is on the phones, press that button just quickly and it'll say battery 80% or something like that. So we're usually good for 2 services. During the service, you've had a time to check the sound check. So what I normally do is I'll listen to the live stream, and I'll take it off every once in a while, and I'll listen to the in-house. So it's a game, it's a back and forth game, because you want to make sure everything's streaming nicely, and you want to make sure everything in the house is okay. If you have a guest artist, especially on the second service, maybe Mike will be playing his guitar. You have to make sure, find out if the guest artist, you need to give him a microphone and a DI box. And then you have to make sure you know what channel you're patching that into. Okay, so while you're going on here, there's a meter over on the bottom right-hand corner of that monitor there. And so you want to see, and again, I guess we're not seeing much here, but you'll see that dancing up, and you see a little bit of green right now. When the band's playing or when the choir's singing, usually you'll see up into the green, up into the green, up into the yellow. And because the live stream is different, sometimes we'll have a little bit of red in there, and that's controlled. Fader, whoops, this fader here. So if you slide that fader way up there, that meter will go right off into the red. So again, it's set up for where it's supposed to be, but you might get, for instance, suppose there's a video that's really, really low quality and low level, and you want people on the live stream to hear it, then you're going to have to raise that up a bit. And then also in the main mix, you'll have to do the same thing on the, actually, I wouldn't use the main mix, I would use the video channel. So for both. Now you're totally confused. I think that's it, guys. I really do. Shutdown procedure. Okay, when I shut down, I do the reverse. I turn off the front amp, power bar. I turn off the back amp, power bar, and then I turn off the mixer, power bar. And that is it. Oh, mute all. Mute all. Mute all before you power down.